Amen.
2020.
Amen.
Isn't this beautiful?
Yes, it is. Praise God.
Had mercy upon us.
Amen.
A day of new mercy.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
I know my part is a day of new mercy.
Amen.
Yeah. And beginning with the 8th verse, what did you think about this verse? Think about this verse. Anybody? Nobody? Somebody? Sister Loretta?
Obedience to God, to you, Pastor Scott, and to all who are here. Sister Veronica, she talked a lot about how God, He's here to help us with our mind. This 8th verse is what we need every single day. It's telling us the remedy on how to come away from negativity, what the devil throw our way. We don't have to accept it. So it's right on time.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Sister Alicia?
In obedience to God,
Speak out.
in obedience to God, double honor to you, Pastor Scott, to the officers and everyone here. This verse that God has given us right now is perfect for right now. Helping our mind, which helps us to help someone else. It has an effect on us and those around us, our environment. With what this world is going through right now, this verse is perfect.
Amen.
To help God's people so that we can also help someone else.
Amen.
Amen.
In obedience to God, no longer Pastor Dr. Scott, all this present. I got from this lesson, God wants us to have peace. And He's given us a formula in order to have peace. But we have to do it His way. If you do it His way, He will give us that peace.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, these are the last two. Sister Wink, Sister Scott, and Sister Wink.
Obedience to God, Pastor, and all that are present. As I was reading this lesson, I said, God knew that everything wasn't going to be just. He knew everything was not going to be fair in our lives. He knew it was going to be heartaches and difficulties. And so He's telling us, I'm always preparing you so that when these things happen, I'll give you a solution to deal with them. They don't always go away, but I can take your mind and your focus and all your attention off of it so you can see something positive. And then put your trust in me, because I'll give you the promises that'll help you sustain and endure as you go through these life trials.
Amen.
Amen.
All right.
In obedience to God, double honor to you, Dr. Scott, to the officers of the church, and to everyone present here on this evening. In our study this evening of Philippians 4 and 8, we talked about how this scripture is actually a mind regulator. It helps our mind be as Christ would have for it to be. We also discussed how when we are applying this scripture, it's more than just reading it and knowing it, but we have to apply it personally to our lives. When we apply it personally to our lives, it makes the difference. It's more than just positive thinking, it's spiritual thinking. And it's important for us to have spiritual thinking in these last days and times.
Amen.
Amen.
Now there's a scripture, pardon me, that says, let this mind, the same chapter, be in you, which was also
In Christ.
in Christ Jesus. Well, what kind of mind did Christ have?
All right.
This mind of Christ is explained in this 8th verse by Paul.
All right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now we're hearing so much over the analysis and about the homeless having mental illness. People now, everybody's mentally ill, so that do crime, so quote unquote. But let me tell you, the devil, if you think on negative things all the time, the devil will control your mind.
Amen.
If you think negative all the time, you will be insane with negativity. And all you will think is negative. Even when somebody's trying to love you and show love toward you, you're in a negative funk.
Amen.
Now, read this with me, this 8th verse.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.
Now, Paul is giving us the mind of Christ.
That's
right. Now, the easy reader verse says, brothers and sisters, continue to think about what is good and worthy of praise. Think about, you can always think about something that's ugly.
Right.
Think about what is true and honest, honorable, and right, and pure, and beautiful, and respected. Now, you got so much going on in the world, it'll cover all these negatives. You think about negative things.
Amen.
But he's saying, whatsoever things, you got to fight against that in your mind.
Yes. Yes.
When these negative things come in. Now, let me share something with you. Why is he saying whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest? Because we have been exposed to things that are true.
Right.
You ain't sitting here in a different world of not knowing right from wrong.
You're right.
So if it's true that if you love somebody, they're gonna love you back.
Right.
Yes.
Something that is true is not a lie.
Amen.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Don't think about deceit.
Right.
Those have deceived you in the past.
Right.
That you sitting in the dark room on your bed, thinking about what happened 10 years, 20 years ago. Say, come out of that funky mind.
Yeah.
You was back there, you still back there in Egypt.
Right. My Lord.
All right.
Think about now what God has brought you.
Yeah.
It's true that he saved you.
Yeah.
It's true that he brought you out of mess that you couldn't bring yourself out of.
Amen.
It's true that he's regulating your mind.
That's true.
There's a lot of things that you can think about.
Right. Yes.
That's more good in your life.
Yes. Amen.
That's more true in your life
Yes.
than bad.
Amen.
If you've been saved.
Yes.
That's right.
You're right, sir.
What do you say? Think about things that are honest.
Yeah.
In other words, what can I do to make sure that somebody else is getting the right share?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what you can do? The little small things. It's not the big thing. Here, you can think about, you go out, or you go out with somebody. And this pie is tasting good, or whatever you eating. And you're supposed to share. Are you going to take 2/3 of it and give them 1/3? Look at it. Let's break it down. It tastes so good, you're going to take, instead of splitting it. Now, is that dishonest?
Yes.
Amen.
So, how do you think honest? By thinking, okay, I'm going to share this. If it really tastes good to me, I'm going to give them half of it.
Right.
If I eat, you eat.
Amen.
So we have things on a daily scale. You don't have to
Right.
sit down and run records on honesty. Run it on yourself. Am I being honest with with my brothers and sisters? Am I really treating them right? Am I really doing them right?
Right.
All right.
Or am I trying to get over? So God have put us in, as we grow in grace and as we grow in Christianity, everything Paul lists here, whatsoever things are true.
Yes.
Whatsoever things are pure. Whatsoever things are just.
Yes.
We can think back in our lives
Amen.
and see where God have put us in a position to be honest.
Yes.
That's right.
And then if you've been dishonest, go get it. Get it straight.
Amen.
It gives you an opportunity
Yes.
to get that matter straight.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Let me share something with you. How many's been to St. Louis with me? Okay. You.
Yeah.
Do you remember me telling you I drove by the elementary school, John Marshall, and I told you there was a little hamburger place on the corner. I went there one day. She had some delicious hamburgers, cheeseburgers. They was, I think, 15, 20 cents, something like 25, 30 cents. I'm not sure. You think you can get a quarter pound for it? Back in the day, you could get one. And I did not pay that lady. I promised her. Don't you know, after that, I went back to pay that lady? Don't you know every time I go by there, I think about that and I say, Lord, bless her children. If she got great grandchildren, bless her grandchildren. Bless them. I'm asking for forgiveness. But I remember that. I want to get that straight.
Amen.
Yes.
So when you know you have done something that is dishonest, get it right so you can be just in your dealings. Be honest in your dealings.
Amen.
So I can truly say I'm being honest.
Yes. Amen.
And I don't have a guilty conscience because I'm being honest.
Amen.
Yes.
And I pray, Lord, bless who's ever living for that 35 or 30 cents. How do I know that 30 cents may have saved a whole lot of her children? Of our prayers.
Right.
That's right.
Whatsoever things are pure. Now, you cannot say that you are pure when you sell your brother, or just say this, you loan your brother or sister $1, and you charge them 25 cents on the dollar. That's usually.
It is. It is.
That's not a pure heart. God don't do us like that. A pure heart is sincere.
Amen.
Yes.
You don't play like you love somebody.
Right.
You don't act like a Christian. That's not purity.
Right.
You just an actor.
Amen. Amen.
Why don't you act like? No. Be a Christian.
Amen.
That's right.
Be sincere.
Amen.
Yes, Lord.
Now, there's nothing wrong with you sitting down and thinking, now, what can I do better for the Lord? Like David did. A pure heart is an honest heart. It's a just heart. It's a lovely heart. You want to be around somebody who's always thinking about somebody else.
Amen.
I mean, who want to be around a stingy person? Because you know why? They're going to be mooching off of you.
Right.
I was looking at the Johnson, what was that? The Johnson family reunion. And there was, you got some, there was a cousin there. Let me hold something. And he asked the young boy about his shoes. What size shoes? Can I wear? You always got somebody in the family in mooching. You don't want to be. What happened to everybody? They got away from it. That's when people don't want to be around people who are not honest. Don't have the best interest at heart for you. They can show talk a hole in your head. And cold hearted. So we find in this lesson, Paul saying, if there be any virtue, it's substance, virtue, something that's valuable. He says, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Now, what is he saying? You're keeping your mind out of the gutter. Your mind clear. So you can think of things that are appropriate. When you think of dishonesty, you know that blocks your vision of seeing how to go straight. It blocks you from actually knowing what to do the next. God don't deal in dishonesty. He don't. He don't deal in being unjust. So where it cuts off the spirit of the Lord, it cuts off the mind of Christ. If you want to have a peace that passes understanding, then have the mind of Christ. Think on these things. What are the things? And if there be any virtue, think on the things that God has put in your life. You can think. I can think about how He healed my body. I can think about how, He has done positive things. I'm saying to myself now, before I go to the doctor, God is already my doctor.
Yes, indeed.
He's already, and He'll be my doctor. My lawyer. Prince of Peace. I'm done for this tonight. Thank you for waiting. And to those who are looking in, God bless you. Get in a Bible-based church. Only what you do for Christ will last. I preach Sunday. 99% of your problems can be eliminated by Bible reading and study. God bless you. For those who would like to stand and make a comment, you may do so.